So basically, what he was saying in we say Ma anachnu ma'ishu seinu, what is our salvation? Who are we? What is our strength? What is our might? And basically, he went through different types of professions that we have in this world. There's philosophers, there are inventors, there are psychologists, there are people who work with ethics, scientists, researchers, and everything. And he's going through how all these people, all that they have done, they have tried to do what? They have tried to advance mankind. They have tried to make life easier, life better for us. And basically, what we've seen was, where are they today? All their advancement, all their, I don't know the obviously, all their, the advances that they've tried to make for mankind, in all of their theories, over time have just been disproved and disproved and disproved, and what is it? So now at the bottom of page Samach Beis, he's gonna continue with a fascinating thought. Kiroiv, we say Kiroiv Maseim Tahu, that most of their actions, or Roiv is normally translated as most, but most of their actions are Tahu, which means absolutely nothing. But he says Kiroiv is Lashon Riboy, meaning an abundance. It doesn't mean most of the things that the researchers and the psychologists do are absolutely nothing. It's an abundance. There's a lot of things that they do that are Tahu, that are nothing. Why? So he explains at the top of page Samach Gimel. Shapu'uloiseim v'tzekanoiseim shehirbu va'asu l'zakek ula'adin chai ha'adam alu b'tahu. Their laws and their advances that they've increased and done, what was the purpose of it? Again, to make our life easier, have all been for naught. Now he's going to explain this soon, but
really good example.
Yeah.
Today that happened. They found a tooth in Israel that's apparently 400,000 years old. So it apparently debunks all the current evolutionary models.
Oh yeah?
Because we're only 40,000 year old bones that they found in Africa. So here they found bones in, I guess, in Eretz Israel.
Right.
It's 400,000 years apparently.
Okay.
Right? I mean, God can just do anything.
Right.
Speed up the ice. So now the whole evolutionary
theory and everything model.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. We thought it started in Africa.
Right.
Now it really started in Israel because it's 400,000 years old. So maybe it's an ape tooth. It's an ape molar that looks exactly like a human being's. They have no clue.
So that's just saying all that's from their standpoint, and then, but he's saying if you go through all these different professions that try and make man's life better, we'll see in a couple lines he'll really bring out the point, something we all can relate to. But at first he just says v'yesh lefarish roiv, the word roiv. Just simply, al pi ma'amarim al tihiv maflig l'chol davar. Don't be disdainful of everything. And he's going to explain the Medrash tells us chachma b'goyim tamin. You can believe, right, if somebody tells you Torah b'goyim, that there's Torah, go amongst the nations and you can learn Torah from goyim, don't believe them. But chachma b'goyim tamin, that there's wisdom amongst the nations, then you can believe the person. There is such thing as goyim have chachma, and we see it in the world that they have come up with tremendous quote advances. Va'al kena no'arim, therefore we say shebavada yesh b'hem chachma. For sure the goyim do have wisdom, avol roiv maseim tahu, but an abundance or most, either way you're going to learn, of their actions are tahu, are for naught basically. They're nothing. Vimei chayehem, and the days of their lives, hevel lefanecha, are like mist. Now what is the connection with the mist? Why is he comparing it the comparison to mist? So he says kamay ha'ed ha'ola mechamimus hamayim. What is mist? Mist goes up from water that gets heated, and it goes up right from water, boils out, it turns into mist. What is it? Shu anan kala, it's a cloud that just dissipates. She'ein be'efsharus l'tafsa, you can't grab onto it. Why? Sharei efes v'ayinu, it's nothing. Kain toitzais maseim, so is the outcome of their deeds. Their deeds might look, a cloud, like mist, looks like there's something there. It looks like there's something there, right? You have a cloud there. It's misty. But when you try and grab it, there's nothing there. There's nothing to grab. Saying that the advances that they have come up with, that's what it is. It looks like it's something that it'll help us out, but when you really think into it, you really grab onto it, it's nothing. V'chi lo ra'inu be'einenu, have we not seen with our own eyes, sheha'am shel paitanim uva'ale machshava, the nation of paitanim are ones of poets, uba'ale machshava, and people of thought, deep thinkers. And he says something in Yiddish, I don't know what it means, Das Volk is the nation der Dichter und Danker. Danker is to say thank you. I don't know what that means. But it's Ha'uma HaGermanis, the German nation. Al Avgaidel Chachmasa V'Tarbusa, with all the great knowledge that they had and all their tarbus to make things better for people, their advances in human life, still Gerua Mechayes Teref, they were worse than the worst wild animals. For what they did to us in recent years. Do we not see look at the mighty desire of the American society. What is it? And he'll explain it if we don't understand the Hebrew, but it's irtol ha'anushius, I don't know what that means. Prikas oil hamidos, basically moral freedom. Vehevkerus noira'a bihisnahagus hamusaris. And you translate that, that's going to be English. It's moral jungle and ethical anarchy. That's what he says it is. Right? Look at the American dream. Right? Look at what the American dream, democracy, look what it's brought to the world. Look what Western civilization has done to human beings. Look at the morality, the state of morality in the world. And what is it? It's all a desire for betterment, the advancement of life, make life better, make life democracy. Everybody's a free person. Everybody has a choice. Civil liberties, right? All these things, better for man. Everybody should have their own rights. But look what it has done to society. Look at the breakdown in the morality of society. I'm saying, I'm not so old, but I can definitely see a difference from when I was growing up, what was acceptable till now, what's considered acceptable. And I'm sure anybody who's older than me can definitely see from when they were growing up what society was like to what it's like now. There's absolutely no moral, anything. Anything goes nowadays. Right? And if you try and stop me from doing anything, you're impinging on my liberties. I have the right. I have the right to do what I want. I have the freedom to say what I want. I have the freedom to do what I want. You can't tell me what to do. And you just see how it goes. It's a slippery slope. It just keeps snowballing, and it's just going. It gets more and more out of control. And he says, "Moisar va'achrei alfei shanos heis kadmus." After thousands of years of progress, uruvavos hachakiros havachidushim, and the tens of thousands of all the research and all the new things they've come up with. Still, the bottom line is Meiser Adam min Abahema Oyin. The difference of man over animal is nothing. Why? Listen to these powerful words. Shebinei ha'umos, the goyim, einam ela kibehemos sheyesh lahem das. They're animals who have intellect. Shechayehem einoi chayim klal. Their way of life is not life. That's not living. The way they live their lives, that is not living. They act like animals, even though they have intellect. Shesi piskas hishtalmus chachmoisem v'shitoisem, the apex of their completion of their chachma and all their shitos in life, all their their own what they think is right. Mevia lidei ibud atmi v'hiras olam v'churban klali prati. Look what it does to the world. It brings the world to you just destroy yourself. You bring moral destruction to the world. And I think that the good example he brought up was the German society. Right? German society at that point was the proper and everything. Every German is with a thank you and proper dressing, proper, neat, clean cut, everything else. Right? Germany was the place at that time.
It's almost like we saw the writing on the wall.
Excuse me?
So it's almost like we saw the writing on the wall of what's going to happen.
Yeah. So he's saying, and you see
Well,
what
when
happened.
was this written?
This was written. I mean, he wrote this probably about 20 years ago.
So I can see that happening 20 years ago.
Well, see what it's
to this extent.
Look,
it's only going to get worse.
Watch. Look what the next one says. Umei olam and loihukar amitas tfilazu l'chol pratel k'mo shoroi mayim. He says the truth of such a tefillah, of this tefillah, is not. There's been no other time in history like today that you can see the truth of this tefillah. That the way society is.
I wish I'd rang through that day and age. I've just seen it get worse.
No, because today people think democracy is like that is it.
Oh yeah.
That is it. Democracy is the out of all the communism, social,
to travel on an airplane.
Right? It's democracy. Democracy is the epitome of the way of life. Right? All the other governments came and went. They failed. But democracy, that is the way to go. But what do you see from this? I'm saying that's why I thought the example of the Germans is such a powerful, they were the epitome of what was good in the world. But you see what happened, what they turned into. Less than human beings. That's there. When he says, the difference between man and animal at that point, were you able to see who is the man and who is the animal at that time?
I would not demean an animal.
Right.
Like that.
Right. See how they acted. How they acted less than animals.
Evil.
Less than animals. That's what they acted. They're barbaric. Even less than that.
They killed for pleasure.
They tested for pleasure. They did all sorts of sick and twisted things.
Yeah, twisted.
And that was back then. And now, again, we come to America. And even what was it? Everybody used to wear hats in America, right? They used to until then it was JFK. I think didn't stop the whole thing.
The first one.
Yeah, he used to be the first one who didn't. And then this one stopped doing this, and this one stopped doing this, and now it's what is it? I think with Obama, he did something in the Oval Office. I'm not sure what he did. He took off his jacket, did this or something like that. He
bowed down to other rulers.
Whatever he did. Okay, I'm saying no, but the moral, something that he decided to do that. Everybody before me did it. I don't have to do it. Everybody was proper, whatever. I'm saying these certain things. It's a breakdown, and it's
democracy.
Democracy.
We don't need
see what
democracy.
it is. It's unbelievable how the world goes, and this is all in what name? Is the advancement of man, the advancement of life, making life better. We want to make life better for the world, but you see what does it do? How many people out there are victims of such a lifestyle? They're spending more than they can afford. Why? Because that's a society. We live in such a society where we've glorified everything, every label and everything else, and you just have to have it. That's what this does. That we glorify these things.
Today we have to keep up with the Joneses.
We have to. Why? Because again, prime example I think is the Apple Corporation, right? Steve Jobs comes out every other month with something else, right? And basically they have a marketing technique. I don't know that. If you don't have what we just came out with, you are the biggest loser on 2 feet. Right? They make you feel like, I just have to get this thing. It's going to make my life so much better if I just have this new thing that I can hold on to. Right?
Wait till on the line.
2 months ago, and when they came out with the iPhone 4, they told you this is going to change everything. This is it. Right? Now it comes out with the iPad. This is it. I'm telling you that. Also, in 2 months,
change the name to the iPhone. It's going to be iPhone X21.
Something, whatever it is. Every time they call, this is it, right? Everything. It's here today, gone tomorrow. That's what it is. It doesn't. And how many times have you been, sitting at a glitch in your computer and you've been like, you just want to put your hand through the computer, right? This is not making my life any easier.
But has anything really changed, though? I mean, seriously, people bought very nice things thousands of years ago if they had the money. Right, and then those who couldn't borrow, because if they did borrow and they couldn't pay it back, they get killed.
Right.
I mean, it's different.
But nowadays, people who don't have it are still buying.
But in those days, it wasn't a forced necessity. I mean, today
it's not a forced necessity.
Today, it's becoming a forced necessity.
Cell phones are becoming a forced necessity.
It's a forced necessity.
It's a forced necessity. You see these kids in high school who are sitting there. What are they doing? Why do they need it?
How are you?
Have elementary school kids.
No, they don't need it.
When the cell phone came out, it was intended as an emergency tool. That was it. And people were actually advised, when they started making it more commercial, when you're driving, turn your cell phone off, because what used to happen, you'd go to the meeting,
right.
I'll fax you the documents when I get back to the office.
Right.
So you had that time in between to unwind and relax and what have you, even though you were driving. And now it become, I'll call the office, and while I'm driving, so you get, by the time I get back to the office,
it should always be there, right?
Even after Davening.
And now it's become a social tool.
Right, that's what it is. It's become.
I'm afraid to get one. I'm afraid to get this one.
It's become a forced necessity. That's what it is. It's a forced necessity. Forced necessity that you don't need, and it's all to make our lives easier. And look how hectic our lives have become. Yeah. It's just the opposite. Our lives have become that much. Okay, productivity might have increased, fine, but we're just victims of this society which breeds these things, and also on the moral decline, right? With the advent of all these these things that you have, the world at your fingertips, that does bring, the morality.
I get my shilas answered.
Nobody's saying there's not a lot of zel umazeh, right? There's always a lot of good. There's a lot of Torah on the internet, and that's why today probably there's no excuse for anybody to say, oh, I just don't have the time to learn. I have nothing to learn. What do you mean? Every language, every format, every that you could think of, it's available at any time. So Yeah, there is Zelu Umazeh, there is a lot of good that comes out of it. There's a ton of good. Look, right? He's being videoed, and this is going to be shown on the internet, right? So it's a lot of good that comes out of it. But Mitzad Sheni, it also breeds the other moral decline. And this is, again, it's all in the name of advancing our lives and becoming more progressive. That's what it is. We're becoming progressive. We're progressing. As man progresses like this, you see what happens on the side. As he said today, there's been no truer time to see this, the truth to this tefillah than today. So b'mei yaldusi, when I was younger, ha'aminu b'nei adam sha'olam nitza b'matzav. I don't know what that means. Fort shrit. I don't know what that means. But he says tkufas hazar shalis kadmus hamina anoishi. It was in a period of enlightenment, of progression for humankind. L'shafir chaye ha'adam b'ruach u'b'gashem, to make man's life easier in spirit and in soul and in body. Aval yachad kulam moedim kayom hazeh sha'akoil hadol. Everybody says that what they did, years ago, and all the advances that they made years ago is absolutely nothing. It's worthless. It's all hevel, right? And in 20 years from now, they'll say everything that we were doing today is so, archaic. V'lachein, and therefore anu karim b'kol gadol avol. That's the next words of the next pasuk, which is avol anachnu amcha b'nei b'risecha. But we are your nation, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, children of your covenant. We'll get to that, but he says that's why the next word is avol. We stop. We say, however. Shagam anu hayinu b'chlal kol yoshvei tevel. We are also included in the people who dwell on this earth. These havel behavlehem. We also could be included in those people who go after those shitas. We live that type of lifestyle also. Im lo she'anu b'nei Avram Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'nasan lanu HaKadosh Baruch Hu Torasa Yitaras Emes. However, we are different. Because we are the sons of Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us a teres emes. V'lochein aleinu lahachriz al gape mirome keres avol anachnu amcha. A yid has to realize that when we say Meiser Adam Mina Beima Iyun Kelkal Havel, the difference between man and an animal is nothing, because look at their lives. Look how they live their lives. The next words we have to say and we have to think about and we have to proclaim with pride is Aval. However, we are not like that. Yeah, we might physically live like them, but we are different. We are the Bnei Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. We have the Torah. We have the true way of life. We know how to live life. We have to stick to it, and it's hard, it's not easy, but we as Yidden know how to live life. So that's how he touches up that...
what about a righteous Gentile?
What about them?
Do they know how to live?
They're following what they have to do.
That didn't answer my question.
They're doing what they
Are they like the Goyim, or are they like us?
Well, they are Goyim. Are they Jewish? No.
No.
Are they as bad as other people? No. If
But
they do what
still
they're supposed to do?
But they're still animals.
No, he's not calling them animals. He's just saying...
He is calling them animals.
It's a comparison.
The ones that don't... The ones that just follow their...
It's a comparison. It's a comparison. That's how they act. When you tell a kid, you're acting like an animal, it means which animal? If a kid says to you, which animal? You start sitting there defining, no, you're acting vild, you're acting wild. So you just call you're acting like an animal.
But he says...
He's saying that they're less than human being. So a guy who's doing what he has to do, and he's following the Zionist stuff, he's not. Yeah.
He's a human being.
That's what Goyim have a purpose in this world, right? Everybody has a purpose. Right. They also have a...
Goyim can go to Olam Haba.
Right, they play a role in the world, so if he's doing what he has to do, he follows the Zion mitzvahs, he's an Erlich guy, right? Is Chasidei Umasayim, the righteous of the Gentiles, right? The righteous Gentile, right? And he's not animalistic. He's not like the other guy, the barbarians, But
because the reason why I said that is because of Bnei Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, right?
We are
right. So we're saying it's us and the Goyim.
Yeah.
But you do have good Goyim. So
even
who are there?
Even the good Goyim. No, even the good Goyim. Yeah, even the good Goyim. We are different. We have the Torah, they don't have the Torah.
Definitely different.
They have their part to play. For sure, they have their role to play in the world. Right? But Mitzad Sheni, they're not Yidden. They're not Yidden.
That's agreed.
They're not Yidden. So therefore, we do have...
In the same way that the Goyim are not living up to their potential, neither is the Yid today.
Right. That's the problem. That was last week. Last week we were talking about that.
I mean, you could say that the Goyim are not doing, they're not living up to their potentials, or they're like animals. So neither are we. We have 613 mitzvahs to follow. They have the no-hide laws. both of us are failing.
What would say failing?
Failing.
We're not failing.
We're not passing. We're not getting a passing grade.
You know what? You know, let me tell you something.
We're slow in the uptake.
If we would be passing, we would see.
You know what?
Really
That's
the
for one.
The figures are just getting better and better progressively.
It's only for Kodesh Baruch Hu to decide if we're passing or failing. We can see our failures, but we can also see how much.
Well, I think the fact that we're in Galus still means that we're still there.
It just doesn't mean that we've reached our goal yet.
You can't measure.
Just means we haven't reached our goal.
You can't measure the mercy in the Kodesh Baruch Hu.
Nobody can measure anything yet. These things put on a scale. I can't put it on a scale. I don't think anybody can put it on a scale. We can see the failings of any system that we look at, right? But we also have to take into account everything else that's in the world. And look at the society we live in.
You're right.
Look at the society we live in. Look at the trials and tribulations that we and our children are going through. Children today are bombarded much more than any one of us was when we were growing up.
That's true.
To get a kid, and I'll tell you now firsthand, because I'm seeing it myself, to get a kid to sit and learn for a half hour, and to get him to go over what he learned for 5 minutes a night, it's an uphill battle. A steep uphill battle. Because he is bombarded with a computer, a PSP, a smartphone, anything he wants. These kids just get everything. But they just have, and everything they see in the street, and they look at the older people, see what the older people are doing, and they're doing things, and they want to be like that. And
I use it as an incentive.
It's so, yeah, okay.
I use it as an incentive. I say, you want to watch something, you got to do your kriya.
Okay.
You got to do your homework. You can't get any strikes. You have to be nice to your brother, and then you get it.
That's responsible.
Then you get it.
But that's responsible. But wait till he gets older. And wait till he gets older, and he does it anyway. And in the entitlements that kids have now, it's such an uphill battle to get them to learn. And it's not only the kids; some of the parents also. You know how hard it is to get people to come to a shiur? 1 time a week for a half hour, come learn. Half hour, 1 time a week, right? Come. That's all we're asking. We're not asking you. Right? It's very hard. You're fighting an uphill battle. So while we can't say we're not reaching our goal, but that's for Kodesh Baruch Hu to decide. He can take into account the entire picture and make that call.
We're just snowed in.
Huh?
We're snowed in.
We're snowed in.
That's what we are.
It's the theme for today.
Yeah, we're snowed in. Yeah. It's tough. We could say, we're not back in Eretz Yisrael, so it must be that we're not doing it. That could be, but it could be not. I don't know. I don't know where the finish line is. Where is the finish line? How far away is that goal? You never know, right?
I just look at the assimilation rate.
I'm not saying we definitely have our fault, and we definitely have what to work on as a Jewish nation. That is definitely true, and we have to work on things. Every yid has to work on themselves to be a better yid, and the mail that'll affect everybody else. That is definitely true. You have to do your part. You can't just say, okay, well, we're not doing a good job anyway, so
I give up.
You can't beat him, join him. You can't do that. You have to. It's a job. It's hard work.
It's a case of, you want me to come, what's in it for me?
Right. It's very hard. It's very hard. Try getting people to come. You come. That's why they always say put out food. Food, people come, right? Because they feel like they're, okay, at least I'll get a good breakfast out of it.
I don't need to listen to eat.
Yeah, at least I'll get some good food out of it. But it's very hard. Now watch it. It's a different. We have a different society nowadays. It's different.
My son comes to the Uru thing on Motzei Shabbos.
Right.
Okay. So he was asked how to bring kids in. He says the worst thing you can do is have one-on-one learning. Right. Teenagers aren't interested in that.
Right. Right.
And that's the battle.
That's what it is.
So how do you get them to come in? I said, you don't want to learn? Fine. He says, your kid, your age group don't want to learn? He says, no. Not initially, because people see that as a deterrent.
Yeah.
Have a discussion. That way they learn without realizing they're learning.
Make sure that, you got to dress it up.
That's a good idea.
Got to dress it up. Dress it up. Now we're talking learning. This is learning is.
Give them a voice.
You can't. It's so hard. It's so hard. They have such challenges that never were that were never not available. They weren't available to them before.
Good to know.
It's hard. So we have our faults and everything else, which is true. But everything has to be taken into consideration. You have to look at the world around us also.
I see the difference between my 15-year-old and my 13-year-old, my 12-year-old. I can see the difference.
You see the big difference.
Yeah. The ages.
Right, don't worry. They just get the chip in their brain, and you don't have to worry what they're watching.
You know what they say? Small kids, small problems.
Big kids.
I'm sure you've been down the same road. And your kids are bigger than my kids.
He's smiling.
Big kids, big problems.
Shall we?
It's challenging. It's a challenge of life. Baruch Hashem.
Not there yet.
Good. Mishra Mishal B'Seicha. Ubetfila Zu, Mazkir, let's go weiter. I can say that now, right? Okay, I got small problems. Ubetfila Zu, Mazkirim Zayin Pa'amim Ma. In this tefillah, we say 7 times the word Ma. What? And until Ma Noimar Lefanecha. We say Ma Anu Mecha Yenu Mecha Seinu Matzik Seinu Maishu Seinu Makachinu Magbura Seinu. So why is it 7 times? It says Keneged Zayin Havolim Sha'amar Koheles. Koheles, Shlomo HaMelech in Sefer Koheles wrote Havel Havolim. It's written 7 times. He even counts it over here. And you look in Koheles Perek Aleph and Perek Beis, it says Havel Havolim. Amar Koheles Havel Havolim HaKoil Havel. Again in that pasuk, Amar Koheles Havel Havolim and HaKoil Havel. The first pasuk, Havel Havolim Amar Koheles, Havel Havolim HaKoil Havel. So you say Havel is 1, Havolim is 2. It's plural. So that's 3. Amar Koheles Havel 4. Havolim another 2. HaKoil Havel. So 7 times he said the word Havel in the second pasuk. So as Divrei Koheles, Havel means is nothing. Havel is like literally means mist, but it means it's vanity. I think they translate it. V'akavana, what's the meaning? Al pi divrei medrash, Shiva havolim amar koheles. Why do you say this word hevel 7 times? Keneged Shiva olamais, the 7 worlds she'adam roya b'chayav, that a person sees in his lifetime. What does that mean? Kalaimar, zayin hatekufos she'ovrim b'chay adam. The 7 tekufos, time periods that pass by in a person's life, ve'im zayin pa'amim eser shanim, every 10 years. Because we say until asher yimesh noisen b'hem shivim shana, the lifespan of a person is 70 years. Okay, so 7 times 10, every 10 years, another block of time. So the 7 word times hevel is for every 10 years of a person's life. Now, and he says, are you going to ask me how a person could live longer? So he says, look in the brackets, he says, even though a person could live longer than 70 years. It says the days of, in that pasuk, it says the days of our lives in them. Which means, in the time of life, he says within our lifespan there are these 7 tkufas. So even a person lives till 90, but you still have these 70 years in the middle there. Right? So it's not just 70, that's the life expectancy of a person.
That's missed, that's empty.
We're going to get that. Vehem, why do we have these 7 periods? Vehem kineged zayin meish hashavua, 7 days of the week. V'amar koheles, what does Koheles say? At the end of all these time periods, all the 7 days of the week, all these 10-year periods in our life, hakoil havel. Everything is like a mist. A person's days in this transient world, that's it. Once you're here, you go to a cemetery, you see all the plots, you see all the tombstones. Right? All these, where are all these people now? It's gone. They came, they went. Right? Dor halich, dor bad. A generation goes, a generation comes. Right? All these people, you look at them and you think to yourself, these people had lives. These people had families. These people had experiences, a whole life's work.
Just look at your wedding video.
Huh?
Just look at your wedding video.
Exactly. Everybody had experiences. Where is it now? Right? Every experience you got there, and where is it now? It's just here today, gone tomorrow. That's like Hela said. Everything is hevel. That's what it is. You have to look. You have to keep it in mind. Now it shouldn't get you down, but you have to keep it in mind. You know,
my good deeds stay.
That's very good. You got to pick yourself up. And we know that we said this vidui, right? Klal Yisrael, again, as we said last week, we're saying vidui for the world because we said we have a mission to show the world the proper path, and if the world is not on the proper path, proper derech, it is a raya that we have not fulfilled our mission. So we're saying it because we're saying that all these experiments and research that the world has done have not helped to bring have not helped the world to come to the proper madrega, the proper level that it's supposed to be at. Therefore, we say 7 different types of phrases. Ma'anachnu, what are we? Mechayinu, what is our life? Mechastenu, what is our kindness? Matzidkenu, what is our righteousness? Ma'yishuasenu, what is our salvation? What is our strength? What is our might? We say these Zion Lashonis al Hahevel Hashar B'chol Hashitos Shel Mativei Olam. We say these 7 phrases that coincide with the shitos. I'm missing the word in English. Of all these different people who want to make life better. Mativei Ha'olam comes from Mativei is Tov. They want to make the world Tov. They want to make the world better. And he explains, Halal kala gibarim ka'ayin lefanecha. All the gibarim, the mighty people ka'ayin are like nothing. That's one. Va'anshe Hashem, the men of name, men of stature, klahayu, are as if they weren't around. That's 2. V'chacham, the wives' men, kivli mada, as if they don't have any knowledge. Unavainim, kivli haskel, they don't have any seichel, kirov vaseim tayu, because an abundant or most of their actions are nothing. V'mechayim hevel lefanecha, and the days of their lives are, we said before, it's like mist. When you grab it, there's nothing there. U'moiser adam mina behema oyin. U'mesayim ki hakol havel. That's how we end off. Just like Shlomo Melech said, hakol havel, we end off hakol havel. However, don't get too depressed, because he says, U'mazeh, Keneged this, opposite this, Tiknu Zayin L'shonos, the Chazal said we should say 7 phrases, L'sakein Shiva Ha'avalim, to repair these 7 groups of hevel, of nothingness, of vanity. Zahainu, how do we repair it? Ha'toiva ha'amitzis l'chol ha'olam, she'ashvach v'ayidol ha'kadosh baruch hu. Right? All these people are trying to make life better. They're trying to make our physical life better. How do we make life? How do we make life better? By increasing the spirituality of the world. We give shvach and haidah. We give praise to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'ayim, we say, and we're saying in this tefillah, Lefikach anachnu chayim, therefore we are obligated l'haidas l'cha, to thank you, l'shabecha, u'l'fa'ercha, u'l'barach, u'l'kadish, u'l'sishavach, v'aydah l'shmecha. There are 7 terms of us giving praise to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which basically are kineged, which are opposite the 7 lashonos of Hevel. They're bringing the world down like this. We praise HaKadosh Baruch Hu, bring the world up. Umizen, from this, Yecholum Niros Ktsas, we can see a little bit mimivne hapnimi shel tefillas. We can see a little bit of the inner structure of the davening. Shichutz mimashi yistu achachavim kol tefillah beruach hanavua. Aside from the fact that all the tefillas were set up by the Chacham, the Anshe Knesset Gedolah, with Nevuah, Utmunaba Razin Ilayin V'Sadis Niskavim, inside, hidden inside are very high and lofty ideas. Elashadam Kol Mizbanein Uma'ayin, anybody who looks into them, Yachal Lahasi Kamen Nekudas Liras Ech Tiknu V'Sidru HaTfilas B'Kavana Pnimis. We can see how they set up the tefillah in a very inexact order. Why? Because they had 7 lashonos here, so Keneged, that opposite, that they put in another 7 lashonos. It wasn't just random, they just were very poetic, and they said, right? They thought a very poetic way to say the world is absolutely garbage, right? Not it's garbage, but they were saying that these people aren't connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What are they? And then they said, let's now we have 7 terms to praise HaKadosh Baruch Hu. No, there's an exact correlation between the 2, and not only saying with this we can see a little bit of an insight that not only, as we've said before, the davening was set up by the Anshe Knesset Gedolah with Nevuah. However, it was also, we could see a little bit that the structure was set up with a lot of kavanah. Okay, then we'll stop here, and then next week we will continue weiter.